Childcare obviously is too expensive for those who need it. But I think it's important to note that it's become more expensive as we've pumped more federal dollars into it. Kind of odd. You know, I'm a doctor. It always says in healthcare, as a doctor, don't just do something, think. We could throw a lot more money at it and see what happens. Why don't we sit and think? And I will point out that we can agree that child care is important for working families, but what Republicans will disagree with, at least this Republican, is that more government and more of the kind of spending that congressional Democrats are promoting is the solution. So let's think about that. And I will note that after failing to convince Americans that their child care overhaul and the Build Back Better plan was a good idea, Democrats are promoting additional federal dollars under the guise of a crisis. A crisis. We'll talk about that. This committee does oversee, by the way, right now, the Child Care and Development Block Grant, which is the primary federal program providing child care assistance to low-income working families through a voucher program which retains parental choice. My Democratic colleagues are proposing to completely overhaul this block grant program and create a government-run child care system. And this is despite a 2022, like last year, report by the Bipartisan Policy Center that found that 57% of parents preferred informal child care over formal child care centers, even if the formal care was free and conveniently located. So a one-size-fits-all model of institutional child care with massive federal spending doesn't seem to match what parents want or what working families need. I'll also note, by the way, the irony is not lost on anyone that we are days away from the federal government theoretically defaulting on its debt, and we're discussing, among other things, an additional $600 billion to spend on a government-run institutionalized child care system. So let's think about this. Now, by the way, we spoke of a crisis. The plan comes in response to a crisis of its own making as Democrats flooded the child care industry with $39 billion in what was supposed to be short-term COVID-19 spending. There's $18 billion that have still not been spent. The Department of Health and Human Services had to grant 9 states, 4 territories, and 82 tribes waivers going back to 2019 because they haven't been able to spend their money on time. I'd also like to point out that HHS, the Government Accountability Office, which is our official sources of information, cannot tell us how the child care funding is being used. And anecdotally, there are stories of the money not being used well. For example, I've heard that it's not been used in the direct operation of
Oh wow, friends! Lawmakers just released new information about raising retirement ages. Benefits are running out right now for millions of retirees and seniors. Many experts say that recession fears are beginning to grow as interest rates increase and lead to a higher cost of living. A boost may finally be passed. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video because I'll be announcing 2 new winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Friends, if you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dearest friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Officials say that Social Security is not intended to be the sole source of income for retirees. But a lot of Americans depend on it for a large percentage of their retirement income. And experts say that is a troubling trend. According to the Motley Fool, many financial experts recommend that retirees follow the 80% rule in retirement. This means you should be able to replace 80% of your last working year's income in retirement to maintain your lifestyle. So for example, if you earned $100,000 in your last year working, you would aim for $80,000 a year in retirement. If you earned $50,000 in your last working year, then you would aim for $40,000 a year in retirement. The big problem with most Social Security checks is that they don't come close to either of those figures. The average Social Security benefit for retirees is around $1,800 a month. According to the Social Security Administration, over the course of a year, that only adds up to $21,600. To put the later number in context, the poverty line for a household of two in the United States is about $19,720 a year. For a household of one, it is $14,580 a year. The average Social Security income is only about one-third above the poverty level for a household of one, and less than $2,000 above the yearly poverty level for a household of two. Even the maximum Social Security benefit for those at full retirement age, which is $3,627 a month, only adds up to $43,524 a year. That is well below the nation's median annual income of about $57,000. So given those numbers, it is no wonder that relying on Social Security alone is all but impossible for many Americans. And yet, Social Security is the largest source of income for most beneficiaries. For 4 in 10 beneficiaries, Social Security provided at least 50% of their income as of 2015, and that is the latest year that data is available. It provided at least 90% of income for 1 in 7 beneficiaries. The vast majority of Americans understand that Social Security cannot be the only or even main source of retirement income. As Go Banking Rates previously reported, nearly 9 in 10 Americans say it is critical to have another source of guaranteed income beyond Social Security benefits in order to retire comfortably. Roughly 3/4 say they cannot count on Social Security benefits when planning their retirement income. That is why it is important for lawmakers to pass new legislation to increase monthly benefits. Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have pushed for an increase of at least $200 for the American people. Raising the full retirement age has also been proposed, which may help improve the Social Security program. So friends, please comment below if you agree or disagree with this plan. Homebuyers continue to take the hit from a housing market that has refused to stabilize over the past couple of years. While there has been positive signs and housing prices have cooled slightly in 2023, low inventory persists and mortgage rates have risen, forcing home buyers to the sidelines and keeping Americans wondering if the economy is getting better or worse. The national median mortgage payment increased by nearly 1% from $2,093 in March to $2,112 in April. And like inflation, which has weakened in 10 consecutive months, house prices are still very high, even if they're leveling off. The increase in mortgage rates and the cooling off of the housing market can be interpreted in different ways. But no scenario really provides a definitive indication of whether the U.S. economy is recovering or getting worse on its own. Rising mortgage rates can suggest that the U.S. economy is improving, as higher rates may reflect increasing demand for credit, as businesses and consumers become more confident about the economic future. In this case, a strong economy can push interest rates higher due to factors like inflation expectations. However, a cooling housing market could be an early sign of a weaker economy. As CNN News points out, while Fed hikes to fight inflation do not raise mortgage rates on their own, higher interest rates influence bond yields, which can cause mortgage rates to also increase. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you very, very much, friends, for being here and for being part of this community. The two new winners for this Saturday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Mary Lowe and Lizette Ramos. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, dear friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.